I saw this today, and I agree with it, but I see a futility in it. So let's take a look at this right here. Okay. We ready for this? This is going to be glorious. So, 34 quality assurance testers at Raven Software, the Activision Blizzard studio in charge of the massively popular battle royale called Call of Duty Warzone, announced today they are unionizing after weeks of striking. You can't strike if you're not a union. Over recently announced layoffs in their department, calling themselves the Game Workers Alliance. They're asking the embattled publisher, which recently announced a historic sale to Microsoft, to voluntarily recognize the union. Let's just stop right there. So Mrs. Science looked it up, and she helped me with some information about unions. You can make your own union. You can make your own union. Costs a lot of money to start. It's a business. You need to hire lawyers. You need to know labor laws, and you got to pay dues. And unions give you health insurance. But the people, trial schedule vacation. Oh, well, there's something funny about this. These people do not understand what they're doing. So you pay your dues, but the business owns the union. Somebody has to pay for that health care, and it's probably the people who started it. So they can't afford that. They can't afford their own health care. But let's just go back. They want them to voluntarily recognize their union. It's not going to happen. You've just wasted so much time there. They're not going to voluntarily do it. Now, they can't fire you, but they'll find a way to make sure your performance reviews aren't good over the next couple of years, and you'll be gone. That's how that works. So today, I'm proud to join with the supermajority of my fellow workers, 34 people, to build our union in the video game industry, specifically Raven Q&A. People are passionate about their jobs and the content they are creating. We want to make sure that the passion from these workers is accurately reflected in our workplace and the content we make. Our union is how our collective voices can be heard by leadership. That's not how it's going to work. I'm sorry. They have formed with the support, and this is a group. This is not a union. This is not the labor board, of the Campaign to Organize Digital Employees by the Communications Workers of America. That's great. That's wonderful. They're not the Labor Commission. It's not going to happen. It currently has the support of 78% of eligible workers. A representative of the CWA told Polygon. That's great. They will just restructure and cut the jobs when they're not having to fire anyone. Therefore, correct. They'll just restructure. So they just put a target on the back. 34 people who think they have power. You don't. Game Workers Alliance has given management by January 25th to voluntarily recognize the union before it files for an election with the National Labor Review Board. Now, I wrote notes because this is important. I think this is a big deal. And I really don't think these people understand. So, number one, you have to have a majority of your coworkers agree to unionize. They've done that. Number two, you could form a new independent union that is recognized by the National Labor Relations Board. They said they're going to seek that on the 25th. But be aware the cost of running a union and complexities of labor law may make forming a new union impractical. So they're going to have to hire a lawyer. So who's paying for that? I'm sure they're paying for that, right? They're making a lot of money, right? $15 an hour, $16 an hour. Also, there are steps to be recognized by the National Labor Relations Board. You have to contact the board for assistance. You have to petition the board and fill and file the necessary documents. The National Labor Relations Board will want to be paid for this. Again, they're making probably less than $20 an hour. Who's paying the health benefits? The members of the union. Members of the union will pay dues. The owners of the union pay the benefits. It's not free money. This is not going to save them. Wicked, you're 100% correct. Like, they just shot themselves in the foot, in my opinion, right? So they went off and did their own thing, and good for them, man. They're doing their own thing. They're empowered. That's great. They just crossed a line that they no. No, you don't do that. Oh, we'll be a voice for the future without jobs. That's kind of how that's going to go. This is big business. So gaming industry is big business and the union is big business. Okay. So if you want to get into a union, let's say the grocers union, you got all these people paying $35 a month to be in the grocers union. They're making a month. They're making millions of dollars in a month. The union is. The union doesn't have a whole lot of control here. They would be better off bringing in an established union. There are unions that would be branched into that business. Absolutely, they have made a huge mistake here, and they're hoping that social media will save them. That's not going to work. It's not going to be that way. I'm sorry, you've made a grave mistake here in the unionization of your coworkers. So 34, and here's the thing: 34 quality assurance testers. They don't pay those guys a whole lot. They just don't. I don't know what to tell you. In my opinion, they're screwed at this point. They're protected from retaliation, right? But a restructuring would be a big deal. And they can get 34 quality assurance testers anywhere. The market is full of quality assurance testers that don't have jobs. So I'm not anti-union. I think it's great when the union works. However, in my experience, the union is a big business thing, and the union is really good at keeping subpar individuals. They're really good at splitting hairs with laws and all this other stuff, and they're really good at taking your money every month. But there's not a whole lot of protection there. There's they restructure, they raise their benefits, or they raise their union dues. They find ways to lower their benefits. It's a business, man. It's a business. It's not like it was 40 years ago. This is not a thing. Most of these people are probably younger than 30 and never belonged to or knew anyone that belonged to a union. Otherwise, they would have made smarter choices. This is a poor decision, in my opinion. It's a poor decision. Look at Thalsadan trying to rile me up. I'm anti-union. No. What I'm saying is they screwed up, and it's not going to work out the way they think it's going to work out. I'm just saying. That's my 2 cents. A grave mistake. Grave mistake. I wouldn't have formed my own. I would have gone to them and said, hey, this is what we're looking for. The union would have, it is political. The union would have sent someone to them. An off branch of another union, they would have sent someone to them. I'm just saying, it would have happened. That's exactly what would have happened. But they did not.
That's
inconvenient.
That's the way it is.
That's what I was going to say.
We're all fucked 2024. No, I don't think so, Primo. I'm just saying the union's not gonna. Everyone calling for a union doesn't really understand what the union really brings to the table, which isn't much. It's not the way it is. Together. Sorry. Well, maybe that's what they're hoping for by publicizing it, right? Maybe they're hoping somebody will swoop in and save them. But they're going to have to front that money if they're making their own union. They're going to front all that money. They're not making $100,000 a year each. And, I'm sure they have mortgages and car payments and bills and all this other. They don't have an extra, $700 a month to spend on union. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna be a sad day.